Good morning. It is Monday morning, and we are leaving Lee stocking, which we could not be happier about. So we came in day before yesterday.
Right at sunset.
At sunset, yeah. To get we came in here to get a little closer to Georgetown, and get some protection because there's several fronts coming through, and Saturday and today were really the only 2 days that we could really be out. So we kind of split the difference, and we came into this little harbor, K, whatever it is, and it was just awful.
Very shallow, it was full, we were running out of daylight.
We anchored 4 times?
Fourth time was a charm.
Yeah, it took us 4 times to anchor. We ran aground coming in.
Really running aground.
Well, we bumped, and we dragged our bottom coming in, and then
every time we anchored, by the time we settled, we were at high tide, and there was 1 foot to 2 feet below us.
Yeah.
Which means we would have woke up at low tide sitting on the bottom.
Yeah, and it's a 2-foot tide. And then I think so that was 2 of the anchors, and then 1 of the anchors, by the time we settled, we were just way too close. We were close to land, we were close to another boat.
Yeah, lee shore,
it was awful. It was very stressful, very frustrating. So
back out into the channel and basically anchored right off the channel.
We literally anchored in the middle of the channel. And I could definitely feel a lot of movement in the boat because we were so far out, and
the anchorage was still pretty rolly too, so I don't think it would have been any better. I think we were more comfortable just because we were further away from everybody.
Yeah.
So, and we had water under us, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, not a great anchorage for us.
No, we didn't go ashore. I think part of our group yesterday, or all of our group, I think, yesterday went ashore.
Look, we got breakers.
I see breakers. Went ashore and did some exploring. AJ was wanting to work on the
stuffing box, the packing nut on the stuffing box.
Yeah, the packing nut on the stuffing box, because the stuffing box was dripping more than we liked again, which is normal. It just kind of works its way loose. But it's just a pain in the ass. There's no good tool that we own that works in the space that it's in, because it's in this space that's kind of a V, and so you can't really get into it. But anyway,
you get a wrench, and when it turns, you get maybe 1/8 of a turn.
Yeah.
And then you can't get the wrench for the next turn. So.
Yeah, it's just a bitch. But if anybody has any input on that, or any great tool or device they found to work on that in a caliber 47, then yeah, please let us know. But anyhow, so we started working on that, and then the other day he noticed that one of his bins in the engine room that he stores stuff in, one of the open bins,
had an inch or 2 of water in it.
Yeah, had a good bit of water in it, and it was the what?
The accumulator tank for the fresh water system
was leaking
a little bit.
So he knew he had another one on board, so he decided to tackle that project as well.
You want to video what we're getting ready to go through?
Yeah, I'll show you what we're going through.
That's the rock.
Yeah, so this is the cut we have to go through. It's kind of narrow, but and a little bit of waves. Again, we had some pretty significant winds the other day, like 25. So the sea state's still a little swirly and angry. But anyway, so back to the accumulator. So we thought we had another one on board. Well, we did have another one on board. So he decided to go ahead and pull that one off and put the new one on. And then he was going to take a look at the new one and see if he could rebuild it. I mean, the old one, and see if he could rebuild it. So he did all of that, got it on, had me turn on or he went over and turned on the
breaker switch for the pump.
Yeah, the breaker for the pump again, and it was like a geyser. Water went everywhere.
Water.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
Turned out the new one wasn't new.
Yeah.
The gaskets and stuff have been, there's no gaskets in it. So
yeah, so it was just like all the parts have been, I guess it was just a shell.
just a shell.
It was just a shell.
Really in the middle, but there's a membrane.
Which the lesson there is, whenever we pull something out that we didn't buy, we probably need to just
Check it out.
pull it all apart, check it out, make sure that it's actually all intact. Because it's not unusual in boat projects to save the old stuff, because you may be able to scavenge parts in the future from things that you need. So anyhow, it was just a pain, and it was on top of a really crappy anchoring the night before, and it was just a really long day. So the project started at about 10 o'clock yesterday morning, and I think AJ finished at about 4:30. Meanwhile, I was excited not to go ashore because I was going to do all this baking that I didn't even get to start until 4:30. So I was frustrated. It was just
working right where she used to be in the galley. So.
Yeah, so it was just a crappy anchorage. There haven't been many days on the boat that have just really sucked, but that yesterday really sucked. And I shouldn't say they sucked. We're still, you know, sitting in paradise. But it was very frustrating at the way things unfolded. So anyway, it's 7 a.m. We have already weighed anchor, and is that an old lighthouse?
Might just be a mine. I guess it could be.
It looks small, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty small for a lighthouse. But.
So we've weighed anchor, and we're heading out the cut to the Atlantic side. So we're going offshore to Georgetown. We're about maybe 4 hours away. Doesn't look like the wind is terribly in our favor today. It picks up a little bit this afternoon, but we just didn't want to wait. We didn't want to go be the last ones into an anchorage again.
Georgetown is very busy.
Georgetown is very busy. We do have a buddy there. Chris is already there, and we're anchoring pretty near where he is. But last we heard there were about 250 boats in Georgetown, so it's you know, where you provision, and it's kind of the turning point for the Caribbean, and there's just a lot that goes on there. So it's going to be kind of crazy, and we just didn't want to be rushed. Now we'll be there probably for several days, and then I'm hoping that our buddies Julie and Chris are going to want to head on to Long Island, Cat Island, I think it's Cat Island, and down like through the Raggeds a little bit, because everybody else is turning around in Georgetown and going back. We need to be back to Georgetown, so we can't venture too far, because I'm going to fly out on March 20th. So we've got about 5 weeks. There's a huge festival at the end of February in Georgetown, so that kind of puts a little bit of a crimp in things. But you know, I don't know. I don't even care if I'm at the festival. So I don't know. We'll see how things go. But that's what's going on. I have figured out a little bit more with the video, so that's going a little bit better. You guys should be consistently seeing videos come up. And I also have figured out how to get them to YouTube. The problem is I need a lot of bandwidth to do it. So I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm hoping that maybe we'll go into a marina for a night or two when we get to Georgetown, either the first time or the second time. There's supposed to be a pretty good marina there, Emerald Bay, where we could do some, you know, significant cleaning of the boat, free laundry, good Wi-Fi. Maybe if we can spend a night or two someplace like that, I can get my phone backed up, and I can get maybe all the videos that I've done I can get uploaded to YouTube, so that it's just a matter of getting one at a time on there. So anyway, that's it. Nothing really to see out here. We're back in the Atlantic. We're going to try our hand at fishing again. We have had 0 success at that, but hopefully that'll go our way this time. So we'll check in when we get to Georgetown, and you'll see what we see. Bye.
See ya.
So I said earlier, as we were leaving this morning, that there was only like one day. It was a really short window to move due to these squalls. So if you look, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sailboats that I can identify, 13 in front of us. As you scan back, you can see another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and one off to our starboard side, so 9 sailboats behind us. So you may not be able to see all those on the camera. Oop, there's another one, 10. So we're all making the run to Georgetown before the next round of weather comes through. We've got our fishing gear out. AJ's strategically trying to ride the shelf between the deep water and the shallow water, hoping maybe that'll help us get a fish. I don't know what the heck we're going to do with it if we do get one. That'll be a whole nother adventure for sure, but it would be nice to catch a fish. Okay, so a little bit of a squall came up. We reefed the main, pulled in the head sail, and put out the stay sail. But you can see the water's a little cranky, and there's rain up ahead of us. Getting ready to furl in the sails so that we can go through this cut as a motorboat instead of sailing, just because we really don't know where we're going. A little rough. I think we're through the heaviest of it. We're at 16-mile-an-hour winds right now, but we were seeing 28. Donnie's about 5 miles behind us with Remedy, and they're seeing high 20s right now. That's Brinley right back there behind us. Definitely a little salty out there. Okay, we made it to Georgetown. Here are all the boats. We're trying to find a place to anchor. And of course we have no depth sounder. So we're following another one of our buddy boats who's going to kind of alert us if we get into too shallow a water, but we should be fine. But we got to get that fixed. There's a little hairy coming in. The quick connect on our stay sail came off while we were trying to furl it in, so it kind of got away from us a little bit. That was a little hairy. And the squall we went through, AJ had to go up on deck and secure that. Then we'd already lost our depth, so yeah, it was a little stressful coming in, but it seems to have cleared up. Squall's out of the way, skies are beautiful. And there is boat upon boat upon boat upon boat. So, party at Georgetown. We're gonna be able to go to the store here and hopefully do some provisioning, and then AJ's gonna have to figure out this depth sounder, and we may need to order a part. I don't know if we can get it here or not, so we'll figure it out. The channel goes like in between these boats, which is a little stressful. We see Remedy. Moon Shadow should be somewhere nearby. We go right next to them right here. Okay, we made it to Georgetown. We've anchored the boat, we've come ashore, and we're walking to the grocery store. All right, dinghy dock at the grocery store. Kind of crazy. So the truck comes in on Mondays and Fridays. Today's Monday, and it's probably close to 5 o'clock, but there was not a replenishment of fresh things for sure. So we'll see. Maybe if weather's not too bad, we'll zip in tomorrow and see if anything gets stocked. We could use some tomatoes. A little sporty. We're pulling in to Chat and Chill in Georgetown, just kind of the hangout spot. There's a little shack over there. You can see it. It is the Conch Salad Shack, and you can tell that because all the conchs are sitting out stacked in front of it. I'm sure it doesn't smell very good over there. And then there's a little beach bar up here. So yeah, it's like adult camp. There are a few kids. I see a few, but not too many. So pretty cool. It is a very full anchorage, but it should be fun. Look at that really cool sunset.
God rays.
With those God rays. Yeah. We just had to leave the Chat and Chill Island because there were like human-sized mosquitoes about to carry us off. They were awful. Look at this giant ray that's literally swimming up to the beach to AJ's feet. That's so cool. Okay, so this is Chat and Chill. This is the little island right in front of where our anchorage is. Everybody just hangs out here. There's all kinds of activities. There's volleyball going on over there today. We got a little jam session, all the musicians getting together and playing music. More volleyball. There's a bar. AJ's going to get a drink. You know, food, burgers, fries, you know, just basics. And then there's a little area for the kids to play, so pretty cool actually. There's AJ over there trying to find me. Tomorrow we may be moving because there's some really strong winds coming in. We don't have quite that much protection here, so anyway.
Got you a beer.
I saw that you were two-fisting it. So,
you don't want it?
No.
I guess I'll have to drink it.
I guess so.
Yes!
I hear the boys standing in line, waiting their turn for volleyball. This should be interesting. Ooh. All right. Way to do it.
You can still say
Oh.
This is too much fun.
Good morning, guys. It's almost afternoon. We're heading back into town today to try and get propane filled, fill up our gas tanks, and the boat arrived yesterday with fresh food, so we hear that they've got that replenished. So we're hoping to get some of that. We have a couple of days of like really heavy, not heavy, but heavier winds, like 20-mile-an-hour winds. Some of our buddy boats are moving a little further south, but we've opted to stay here. When we get down to where they were going, there's a lot of coral heads, and when with the cloud cover and the choppy water, I just don't think we want to try and navigate through that. So we're going to hang out here at least tonight, and then maybe if the sun's out tomorrow and there's not so much cloud cover, we'll try to go join them down there. There's not really any more protection. I think it's a little bit, but you know, it's not that much more. Not to be worth dodging coral. So anyway, we're heading back into shore. The big freighter there right now, unloading stuff. We did put the fin on the, you know what, I'll do this video later. We'll fill you in on that in a bit. So we could have brought our boat over and anchored here, but because we're not moving, we just really didn't want to give up our spot to do that. So dinghy dock, when the boat comes in, it's hopping for sure. Alright guys, it's me again. So we've done the grocery run. They actually had a lot of fresh vegetables, so that was kind of nice. And then now AJ is up behind me, you may see him, at the gas station. We're filling up our gas cans. He actually gave some gas to one of our buddy boats, so we were getting a little low. So we're getting this taken care of, and then we're gonna go look for bread and propane. There he is, all done. You all done?
Nope.
Oh.
They're changing shifts, and it's going to be 25 minutes. I don't know what that means. But
What does that mean? That's weird.
it's going to take 25 minutes before we can get gas.
Okay. Okay. So we're on our way back from the store. We did not get propane. He never showed up. But this is what we're going back in. I can't even hold the camera because I'm trying to hold my hood on my head. I'm soaking wet. I mean, soaking wet. It seems so far away. You see us?
We'd be there by now if we had a bigger motor.
I know.
Like a roller over the bow.
Yeah, I think bigger motor sounds like a great idea.